Hello Primary 4, how are you today? Let's start our new lesson, which is decimal numbers. At first, I want you to know what is the meaning of decimal number. Okay, I have here this rectangle. This rectangle is 1. I can divide this rectangle into 10 equal parts. 10 equal parts. Each part of them is called tenth. Each part of them is called tenth. Okay? Look at this rectangle. This rectangle has been divided into 10 equal parts. I have just here colored one part. I colored just one part. So the fraction which represents this shape, it will be 1 out of 10. Okay? And in words, it will be 1/10. 1/10. And if I want to write it in a fraction, it will be 0.1. 0.1. And if I want to write it, it will be 1/10. 1/10. Okay. I have here this rectangle, and this rectangle has been divided into 10 equal parts. 4 of them has been colored in red. So if I want to write it in a fraction way, it will be 4 out of 10. And in words, it will be 4/10. 4/10. Okay? And in a decimal, it will be 0.4. 0.4. And if I want to write it in letters, it will be 4/10. 4/10. I have here this rectangle, and this rectangle has been divided into 10 equal parts. Okay, 7 of them are colored, so the fraction which represents this rectangle will be 7 out of 10. And if I want to write it in letters, it will be 7/10. 7/10. Okay, if I want to write this shape but not in a fraction way, in a decimal way, how can I write it? I will write it 0.7. 0.7. Okay, and if I want to write it in letters, it will be 7/10. 7/10. Now let's know some information about tenths. Okay, tenths have one digit after the decimal point. If I have just one digit after the decimal point, that means this is the place of tenth. Okay, it's very important to know that the first place after the decimal point, this place is called tenth. Okay, if I have a number like this number, you can see, if I wanted to read it, it will be 0.8 or 8/10. I just write the number which is 8 and the name of the place which is tenth. It's equal to the fraction 8 out of 10. You have to know that 8 out of 10 equal to 0.8. Okay, now I have here this rectangle, and this rectangle has been divided into 100 equal parts. Okay, and I want to write the fraction here. How many colored parts? 1. And how many total parts? 100. That means 1 out of 100. And if I want to write it in letters, it will be 100th. 100th. Okay, and if I want to write it like a decimal, I will write 0.01. 0.01. And in words, it will be 100th. 100th. Now let's write the fraction which represents this shape. I have here 7 colored parts out of 100 parts. 7 out of 100. Okay, if I want to write it in words, it will be 700th. 700th. Okay, and in decimal, it will be 0.07. And we will write it 7 hundredths. 7 hundredths. Now let's know more information about hundredths. Hundredths have two digits after the decimal point. Okay, if I have a decimal point and two digits after the decimal point, this place is called hundredths. Okay, this number if I want to read it, it will be 36 hundredths. 36 hundredths. Okay, or 0.36 or 0.36. You have to know that it's equal to the fraction 36 out of 100. 36 out of 100. Now let's know more information about thousands. Thousands follow the similar pattern, okay? The same pattern, okay? That means the thousands have 3 digits after the decimal point, okay? And if I wanted to read this number, it will be 749 thousandths. 749 thousandths or 0.749. Okay. Now let's remember the names of our rooms, which are units, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. Okay, this is the names of our rooms. If I want to read any number, you have to know that the decimal point is read as and. Okay, let's read this number. 518 and 21 hundredths. Okay, 518 and 21 hundredths. Okay, now let's read also this number. This number will be 8,000. 8,000. 8 and the name of our house, which is 1,000. 8,243. 243 and what the decimal point read as and 67 hundredths. 67 hundredths. 8,243 and 67 hundredths. Okay. Okay, now let's read this number. Let's read it. It will be 247. 247. The decimal point will read as and what? And 17 thousandths. 17 thousandths. Okay. Let's read this number. It's very easy. 16. It will be 16 and 3 tenths. 3 tenths. 3 tenths. Okay. Let's read this number. It will be 4,000. 4,000. Okay. 764. 764 and 52 hundredths. 52 hundredths. Okay. The last one. Okay. It will be 63,000. 63,000. 920. 920 and 100 and 143 thousandths. 143 thousandths. Okay. Here he asked you to write in digits. Write in digit 653 and 23 hundredths. 653 and 23 hundredths. Let's write it in digit. It will be 653. After that I will put the decimal point, and after that we are gonna to write 23 hundredths. 23 hundredths. Hundredths mean 2 digits after the decimal point, which are 2 and 3, which is 23. Okay. Number 2, 14 and 5 tenths. 14 and 5 tenths. I will write 14 After that, I will put the decimal point 5/10. That means one digit after the decimal point, and I will write in this point, in this digit, 5. Okay. The last one, 3,935, 3,935, and 61 thousandths. Let's write it in digit. I will write 3,935. After that, I will put the decimal point. After that, I'm gonna to put 3 places after the decimal point, or 3 digits after the decimal point. He said 61,000. That means I will write 0 after that, 6 after that, 1. Now I have 3,935 and 61 thousandths. Now let's know the value and the place value of the decimals. Okay, I have here this number, which is 64 and 12 what? 12 thousandths. Okay, he wants you here to know the value of the underlined digit. Number 1 here, the value of this digit will be, it will be 0.01, and the place value of digit 1 is hundredth. Okay, 1.2, or 1 and 2/10. 1 and 2/10. The value of 1, it will be 1, and the place value of 1, it's very easy, it's in the units, okay. 480 and 93,000, the value of 8 in the 10th place, its value, it will be 80, and its place value in the 10th, 761 and 109 thousandths. Okay, the value of 1, it will be 1 also. Why? Because 1 in the units, and its place value is units. Okay, the last one, 158 and 458 thousandths. The value of 8, it will be 0.008, and its place value will be thousandths.